Hi there, and I hope you're doing very well. I hope you have a nice week because today I feel like I feel great. I feel great because I just received my new dress. You see, oh, there, oh, little dress, oh, yes. Anyway, so for today's message, I feel like there's something that you're looking for. And I feel like this is about finding your one true love. Actually, I have it in the vision. I woke up with a voice. Okay, I woke up with a voice saying, "Find your one true love." And I had it yesterday, but I didn't have the time to film this, so it was really like a message that stuck. And then I really have to like mentally prepare myself to say this in a way that you can understand it. So if that is agreeable to you, I hope that you will stay to the end, because usually my episodes are chaotic. I'm not doing some scripted episodes, so it's kind of chaotic, so please bear with me. And if you like my episodes, because it's kind of chaotic, it's really like impromptu, spontaneous, and there could be some distractions in between, there could be some noise pollution in between, so but that's the part of it. That's the art of authentic content. Okay. And yeah, like I said, I woke up with a feeling of finding your one true love. But as I was sitting on it with my journal, actually this morning, it was like, true love doesn't doesn't mean that true love means a person. It could be some event, object, or something that your heart and soul really wants to do but is unable to be expressed in the tangible 3D world. Because we have two worlds, actually layers of worlds. In the quantum world, there is like, we call it spiritual world, but scientifically we call it the quantum. The quantum world has different layers, and even physics already have studied it, and they kind of like, we're still in the mystery of it. And this world is interacting with our world through manifestations, and they could be manifested in symbols, they could be manifested in dreams, visions, instincts, that feeling like something pulls you, although your brain can understand it, although your brain can make sense of it, but it's like you have a strong feeling, a gut feeling. We call it gut feeling, instinctive, quick, 1, 2, 3, and it's not like, oh, maybe, that's when your brain comes in, because your brain will give you an outline of reasons not to do it, to shrug it off, or to just treat it like, okay, that's just some childhood nonsense and I don't have to deal with it. But like I mentioned in my previous video, like, the more you ignore this voice, the more you ignore these little whispers in your heart and soul, which is talking to you in so many ways. Could be signals, signs, a song that you hear, or some billboard you saw on the street, or while driving you saw some plate numbers, or whatever it is that you think and feel. It's not like a think. We're not talking about thinking logical reasons. It's like a thinking in the quantum world. It's like, oh, there's a hawk. That's really a sign for me that I'm doing something right. So something like that. You see a hawk, and then you feel like the hawks are all around you, or like crows all around you, and you're wondering what it is. What is it that the universe or God, whatever you believe in, is trying to tell you? But you're too busy to understand. You're too busy to care. So that's why. Oh, my battery is about to. Okay, anyway, we still have 20%. So, anyway. So, for, like, if you've been following my episodes from the early beginning, like, I don't have a niche. Like you say, this channel is talking about shadow work and just plain shadow work. I'm doing shadow work for years, but I also include different tools for you to explore. So, and one of the tools that I share is the tarot. Okay, why tarot and divination? Because this is part of the mystery. Shadow work is about uncovering the depths of your soul, but it cannot be explained by some exam. It cannot be evaluated the way your teachers evaluated you in your math class. If that's making sense, yeah, like when you do shadow work, like when you're in the depths of it. Because this, like what I'm sharing with you right now, is like these are the tools that I use for my own shadow work. Because the tarot and the oracles, these are the ways that the divine could talk to you in so many ways. Like I said before, like the universe, God, or Allah, whatever beliefs you are in or you believe in, they talk to you in so many ways. That's why ask and you shall receive. When you ask something, you will receive it in a way that you can understand, but you're too busy to understand it because you don't care. You're so in your programming, you're so into like, oh, I have my career. Okay, I have my career. I have my standard outlook in life, that I just don't care about the white butterflies around me. I don't care about the hawks. Okay, the hawks are there. Okay, so, but then the hawks are all around you. Maybe you see a hawk symbol somewhere, and then another hawk and some logo of some company, and then you see another hawk in someone's t-shirt, and then you still and then you're searching for one true love, whatever it is that means to you. Okay, because like why do we shrug it off? Because we fear. Okay, you fear it so much. Like we always fear anything that we cannot explain. We fear anything mysterious because thinking mystery is offering you only the worst things in life, but it's not. So yeah, so for this episode, like, what is it that bothers you a lot? I mean, yeah, like what is it that bothers you so much that you just shrug it off as nonsense? Okay, so true love, universal true love, or true love for someone, true love for something that you do, maybe it's a career or whatever, like it is that resonates with you. So if you're asking me like, why do I include tarot in my shadow work? Because this confirms what I already feel. And sometimes when you're in a traumatic situation, or you're still functioning from a traumatic programming, or from the trauma, you're working under the trauma, you're not really welcome to, how should I say, you're not really particularly welcoming to anything that reveals what you actually feel, and anything that doesn't really coincide with your beliefs. Because like maybe you believe in spirituality, but you're born in a religious family, or like me, like what I'm doing now is a woo-woo thing, and this is evil. This is evil in my family, but I'm doing it. Why? Because I'm dealing with the shadows, and the shadows, you don't deal with them with asking X plus Y. Okay, you don't deal with them with X plus Y, you deal with them with insights, instincts, like What is it that you're thinking right now? That one, that one, that one. How did you feel right now? What do you feel right now? What do you feel right now? Don't think about it. Do you feel that? Do you feel what you're thinking? So that's how it is to work with the shadows. So others would have different methods, but this is my method of doing it. Like, this is just one of the tools that I use, aside from the oracles, aside from doing astrology, because like, these are the ancient methods. Like, people from the 14th century or even earlier have been doing this. So because the modern methods didn't work, the modern methods don't work for me, so I really have to go back to the ancient times and try to bring the ancient times in modern days. So, Spirit, what do you want to say? What do you want the collective to know? Childhood! Four of Cups. So what does Four of Cups in reverse mean? Four of Cups in reverse means like you're not willing to open up childhood. Anything childhood. What is about childhood? Like playfulness, being playful with everything, with your life. The way you deal with your problems, it's not really particularly playful, because you just want to be stoic, you just want the systems, you just want the deadlines, and your plan is like that as is. So you're not really open to flexibility, you're not really open to move forward in a way where it's flexible and you move like water. And when I see this card, it's like it reminds me Six of Cups. Six in numerology. The six in numerology is talking about love, being an embodiment of love. Cancer. When you say Cancer, it's like home. You feel at home. You're not feeling at home. You're not feeling safe to play around. You're not safe to say something out of your heart, out of your soul. And it's always like, oh, okay, I have to analyze. Because being children, like, do they analyze? Yes. Do they analyze in the same way as adults? No. Adults analyze things based on trauma, based on how they were programmed and how they learn in school. But if you ask a 7-year-old kid who has not undergone institutional I don't want to say crap, institutional damage, they think differently. So, like, it's like, for example, in my case, if I look back when I was 7, I even asked my teacher to rearrange the classroom because I didn't like it. I was that demanding. I was that kind of student. I was that kind of pupil. At 7 years old, I was able to tell my teacher, I'm not comfortable with this setup, so can we rearrange the classroom? And for whatever reason, she followed my arrangement and followed the way I want the classroom to look like. Even if it doesn't make sense to her, maybe, because why would a 7-year-old kid tell me what to do with my classroom? But for some reason, she followed and she found it pleasing, and she was able to appreciate it, that I was able to, like, at 7 years old, was a 7-year-old kid trying to suggest something. And the feeling, I remember the feeling like, wow, I feel so proud of myself to have helped the class in a way where we learn better because of the suggestion that I made. But consequently, in the preceding years, when I was like 8, 9, 10 onwards, teachers I had were not really particularly welcoming. So instead, they bullied me, they tried to shut me off, and they were not really welcoming to suggestions. They were not really welcoming to the things the ideas that I have. They were not really welcoming with my talents. And instead of like, I want to dance, I want to join this, I want to be in a choir, but it wasn't like open. I wasn't like welcoming to my energy at the time. But I wasn't able to understand that. So I was bringing the trauma of not being able to belong, instead of looking back when I was 7, that I was so free, I was confident, I was self-assured and all, but all these years I wasn't able to bring that back and consistently function from my excluded, misfit, black sheep situation all the way to my adulthood. So if that's you, if that resonates with you, this is something that you like to work on, or that you like to look at in your own shadow work journey. So that's why it's like tarot is helping me in a way to confirm what I already know, and it's not supposed to predict my future, although it can. But I don't want to use tarot as a means to really just like how we think about our lives, like, okay, this is what will happen, A, B, C, D. No, because so far life doesn't speak that way. Life speaks in mysterious ways, and one of the mystery there is what lies in your childhood. And then because it's in reverse, so it must be something that you like to do, you like to give. Because I watched the other kid, the older boy, and this is the little girl. It's like the kuya. The kuya is helping the sister, or maybe the older one is helping the sister or helping a friend, and both kids giving her the cup, and the cup has a flower. You see that? There's a flower, white flower. So white flower, so when you say white, it symbolizes purity, innocence, naivety. And what I noticed is that the face, like they really were genuinely accepting the give and take relationship, even as kids. And that's what you might have been losing, the give and take. Because maybe you're the person who always give, and now you're, as I was opening up this reading, it's like you are trying to find that one true love. See that engine starting there? It's like ching, 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 ching. So it's like that, like something inside you wants to spark. Yeah, but you sound like the clutch. And because you are in that function, you try to move the car forward, but you're not really recognizing that there's something inside you that kills you, and that is the very thing that you don't want to look at because this is uncomfortable. So just like that, you hear that? That's some hard clutching in there. It's like you're pushing the clutch, but it's not enough to move the gear. I don't know, like that sounds like so it's not like fully sunk in. I don't know. So anyway, so yeah, is that how you feel? Is that how you feel? Like reverse childhood. So something in your childhood, maybe something happened when you were 7 or when you were 6 years old, something that you don't want to recognize, you don't want to acknowledge in your adult life. But this, like I said in my newsletter, which is shared to my Writer Warriors community, like the shadows bear the answers that we are all looking for, just like mine. Like I tried to find purpose in my life, but I wasn't able to find it from the good things in life. I was able to find it when I was in chaos. So when I was losing my job, when I was losing clients, when I was losing money, when I was losing my home, we almost went homeless here, and the lack of support and all that, when I was losing everything, I left everything behind when I came here in Deutschland. So I came in here in Germany, leaving everything behind. Okay, I don't have any family here except my husband. I don't have any friends here except a few acquaintances I meet on the street. I don't have my I don't have the same life as I had in the Philippines. So it's like starting from a blank slate and nobody knows me here, so I can do whatever I want. But the thing is, because I was functioning from a traumatic, I was operating from a traumatic space, I wasn't able to indulge, I wasn't able to enjoy the first 6 years here. So maybe that's you. Maybe I'm describing your life right now, or maybe you've endured something like that too, and now you're trying to heal yourself. And now I'm encouraging you. I don't want to push you too hard, but I'm encouraging you to look at the part where you felt like you lost your childhood. So maybe you grew up too fast. Maybe there's something, an event, a person that caused you to leave that childhood, that child in you, to be an adult. Maybe it's a situation forces you to be an adult, although you were just 6 years old or 7 years old. Or is it something like maybe you're well off, you were not in poverty, so you don't have to be in poverty to suffer. You can be a rich person, you can be born with a golden spoon and fork, but you're still suffering because you were not really allowed to express who you truly are. You were not really allowed to express the child in you. So because your parents maybe are too conservative, or maybe they're also like you, traumatic, like they're also operating from a traumatic space, so that's why they were not able to provide you an environment where you can express who you truly are. Okay, so maybe that's a true love, because we always say that when we find our one true love, we always associate it with a person, and there's nothing wrong with that. It could be a person that you're looking for in your entire life that will give you that love that you're looking for, but this is weak, because true love for me is when you are able to find that love, when you're in love with yourself, not in a narcissistic way, not from an egoic standpoint. You love yourself because you love yourself, because you exist. You love your existence. You love who you are. You love what you do. You love what you can do, and you love what you will do in the future. So just like that, the cars. Do you love your car? I know, like there's a lot of traffic noise in the background, but you see, like you hear the birds around me. So that's maybe your situation. Like you may have a lot of traffic around you, a lot of pollution, a lot of distractions around you, but if you just listen closely, look at your life closely, maybe you can find the chirping birds around, maybe you can find some white butterflies around you, but you're just not allowing yourself to sit down with it, because like when you sit down with yourself, even for first 15 minutes, you don't want it. No one wants silence. And the best way to put a prisoner into insanity is put them inside in, how do you call it, solitary confinement, and keep them in a room without windows and just plain white wall. They will go crazy. Place them there, lock them up in a prison without without windows, and just white walls all around, nothing else, and just a bed and a pillow and whatever. They will go crazy. Why? Because these people are not able to really access deep within. So we keep looking outside for fun, for pleasure, to keep us busy, or using our work as an alibi to cover up what is really going on inside. So I hope that if you're still with me, thank you, and thank you for allowing me to feel your energy. And I know that this is really hard, because it's been hard for me. Like it took me years to do that, like to be really sitting down with you and talk to you, and being able to share my shadow work journey and the tools that I use to do it. So, and if you're doing some shadow work right now, don't limit yourself with the systems that I share. Explore yourself, know yourself. Make this a tool, make this a space for you to give yourself the space that you deserve. If the 3D environment can give you the space that you need to sit down with yourself and settle down, especially when you're confused and wanting to make some life-changing decisions like shifting careers, marriage, having a child, or whatever, like having a boyfriend and then you have a child then because of, like these are life-changing decisions, but most of us are deciding on a space where we feel insecure. We use marriage as a way to get out of the space that we don't like, or we use marriage as a tool to leave the environment where you feel broken, or you use your children or having children to keep your man within you, to choke a man, or you're using your child to buffer, make her the shield, a buffer against your spouse, because your spouse is this and that, so you have all the ideas and biases, and then you're using your child as a buffer zone, or you're using the child to be like some tool for you to get excuses in the court, to bring some empathy from the jury or whatever it is. And I know that it sucks when you're the child, okay? When you're the child being used to be used like that, because it's non-consensual. They didn't ask you to be the tool, but somehow you end up like that. And below the deck, I have here 9 of Swords. Okay, so you see that guy. 9 of Swords. 9 means you are at the precipice of going crazy. It's the end of a cycle, okay? So maybe you've been through it for weeks, maybe months, and something inside you is trying to call you to do something, but you're not really acknowledging. You're not ready to take the action because you are like this. But recognize that you cannot sleep at night. You're not able to sleep well at night because of the same thing that you are ignoring during the day. Okay? And I noticed that it's black. Black. It's the opposite of the 4 of Cups, 6 of Cups. You see, that's you before. You were giving, you were caring, you were childlike, you were free, you were so loving, you're so caring, you're so compassionate, but now you're stuck. The swords are around. And then the sword also means the truth. There's 9 truths that you're holding on, or you're not really caring, but you don't want to acknowledge it. You don't want to acknowledge the very thing that is calling you to do. And I noticed below the guy, there is this image of fighting below the bed. I don't know if you can see that clearly, but yeah, like that's you and your inner self. This is you and your inner child. This is you and your inner child trying to like, oh my gosh, I can't sleep, I should do this or not. And you didn't notice that it's already past midnight and you have to go to work the next morning. So, and then this will consume you for the next 24 hours. And if you still didn't do anything about it, another 24 hours will go. And it will consume you each day. That's why later on you won't be surprised why you're taking supplements. Why you're taking supplements to fill in something that, how should I say, to fill in the void that you are avoiding all this time. So I hope that right from this moment, okay, as I'm talking to you, I hope that this very moment you will not be ignoring what you feel. Like in my case, it's like I grew up in an environment where everyone wants to achieve a lot. Like they want to be this, they want to be that, they want to be this, they want to be that, and like in an environment where you feel ashamed when you're just dreaming about a hammock and a beach as your success story. Because everyone wants like Lambo, they want to have a mansion, they want to have a nice 3-story house, and that's the definition of success for them. They have a stable income of at least 50,000 pesos or at least 2,000 euros, or they have a nice car and they have a stable foundation for themselves and their career in the next 20 years, and they already have planned it 20 years ago, and it's so structured. They have their plans and also like I should say the German way, like the Germans plan something like, oh, this, even the screwdrivers. What size of the screwdrivers? Or maybe like, oh, you need the right paper. So it's like that. So it's like, for example, like your mission or your job or your task is just to make a to-do list, but you make it so complicated. For whatever reason, procrastination and perfectionism, whatever it is. These are two manifestations of fear, by the way. So if you're functioning like that, then you will be overanalyzing things. You tend to be overanalyzing things to the point that you cannot do something. You cannot take action because your analysis paralysis is paralyzing you to do something. Okay, so what can you do? What can you do with it? First thing is acknowledge that you are in that situation. Acknowledge that you have that feeling inside you. And there's nothing wrong with that because this is your coping mechanism. And yeah, 3 of Wands. That's you, okay? You have your hand on the wand. You also have 2 options because wand is options, actions, to-do list. Your 1, 2, 3, first task, second task, third task. So you have, this is like this is how you want to see yourself. Steady, facing the sea. You know the feeling when you face the sea, like you just life is so beautiful. But you are right now, you are here. You can't sleep. You can't sleep, but this is how you want. But the only way to allow yourself to move forward is through acknowledging your childhood. So that's why we're doing the shadow work. Because when we do shadow work, we are being honest with ourselves. We are being honest with ourselves on how we see and feel about things. So we look around and we look within. When you look around, so like I mentioned in the early part of this video, where maybe you see hawks, you see butterflies, bees, and then maybe you see some signs, some songs that you hear, senses, eyes, ears, taste. Maybe some taste reminds you of your grandma's favorite cake, or maybe some, I don't know, like what childhood brings you. Like maybe you had a good childhood and then suddenly going south for whatever reason. So, and only you know the reason, not me. I don't know the reason. I know my reasons why I became like this, or why I ended up trying to heal myself. And right now, it will be hypocrite of me to say I'm perfectly healed and I'm done with the journey. No, this is a lifetime journey, and I'm sharing this with you because you need this. This is a tool, okay? So for your journaling, a thought to ponder for the day, just like always, I'll bring my handmade oracle cards. So for you to have something to ponder today, what will it be, Spirit? What is it that the collective needs to know? And not really know, quote unquote. I usually have that in my journal, like I think, and then quote unquote. Why quote unquote? Because this is not thinking based on how we think as like capitalistic thinking. Like thinking like, okay, I think with your logic, with your assumption. This is thinking higher. Thinking in a quantum perspective, like you rely on ancient knowledge, you rely on what is not taught in today's time, so you don't believe your teachers. I mean, your teachers have a lot. I mean, they know a lot, they know more than you, but it doesn't mean that just because you know more, you're better than her or she's better than you. There's no one is better than the other. We're just able to exercise our strengths in different way and weaknesses as well. And one of the weaknesses people have is not being able to acknowledge the bad side, the good side, equally. Okay, the light and the shadows equally, the bad and the good sides of us equally, because we just want to acknowledge that we're beautiful, sexy, hot, kind, what else, giving. We don't want to acknowledge ourselves that we are a bee, we are a badass, we're lazy sometimes, we're slack offs, we don't want to acknowledge that. No, when someone points it out, no, I'm not like that, right? Oh, guess what? I am seeking clarity. Oh my gosh. And number 34. 34 can be reduced to 7. 7 is transformation. This is a scorpionic number. 7 for me, this is calling you to go deep. 7 is calling you to transform, either by destroying yourself or rebuilding yourself. You have the power to transform your life to the good and the bad. So, and then you're seeking clarity. And this is what I said. Like, you are trying to find your true love. What is your true love? Only you can answer what's your true love, not me. Okay, I'm just giving you the guidance to give you some nuggets to eat, to fry and to eat. So, but it's up to you how you will fry the nuggets. Okay, so it's like I'm just giving you the nuggets, and it's up to you how you will cook the nuggets. Will you boil the nuggets, or will you fry it, deep fry or pan fry? So it's up to you. What oil do you like to use? Vegetable oil? Would you like some ketchup or some garlic sauce as a pair, as a condiment? It's still up to you. So for your journaling, at the end, like I always say, like I always give, like something for you to ponder on for the rest of the day. What kind of clarity is it? And only you can know. Only you know. Okay, not me. I will not be able to tell you. I don't like telling people what to do. Seriously. And I hate it when I have to tell people the same things over and over and over again, as if it's like ear in, ear out, and nothing comes out, nothing change. It's like my words never have weight. Okay, so I don't know, like being able to clear out, being able to see clarity. So that's what we're aiming for. Okay, and not just for you, but also for me. This is like live, impromptu. Like, this is how I reflect, and I'm reflecting with you, really. Like, this is real time recorded real time. So yeah, like this is another learning lesson for me. This is another lesson for me to really reflect for the rest of the day too. So yeah, I hope that everything is clear, and I hope that you're still with me at the end of this video. And before I leave, I like to invite you to get my book, my first ever short story anthology, Chasing Echoes, Velvet Shadows #1, and my upcoming novel, Strokes of Desire, Cult of Eros #1, my novel this year. And what else? Yeah, all the links that you need to know about me are in the description below. And if you like to share your thoughts and feelings about this episode, I highly encourage you to leave the comments there below. Okay, so please only share what's comfortable, and don't force yourself to do something that you don't like. Okay, just listen to what your inner child is saying or trying to tell you, and don't ignore it. You've been ignoring it for the last, what, 50 years, 30, 20 years? And it's time. It's time for you to listen to your inner child that you've been ignoring for so long time. So I love you so much, and I care for you just as I care and love myself. So take care of yourself, love yourself, and I see you in the next one. Cheers!